Welcome. My name is Mark Anthony Dubois Jr., and I was born July 4th, 1986. And I want to say thank you for tuning in to try to figure out some more about your dog. Today, I'm not one to really want to talk about said like negative comments. I try to help people out where you can, but I think that this comment right here is something that would help out a lot of people to understand why I do what I do. Someone would say, there's other ways and there's other stuff to be able to do, but why do you do it like you do, Mark? Man, you could do it faster over here. You could get this over there. Why are you doing what you're doing? And I just want to read a little bit of this so that we can all have a very good understanding. You have to dig through it. This is a little thread that's been going on for a little while. But basically he's saying, your philosophy is BS. You should want a fast fix. Why would you put up with bad behaviors for a long time? And then it says, your philosophy is going to get more dogs killed. And the main thing I want to talk about today is that concept of we should want a fast fix. And this is the thing that just doesn't make sense because we'll accept that in one area of life, but then in another area of life, we'll go ahead and try to absolutely reject that. And that's why for me, I just know the simple concept that I want to go into story time right now about something that I got going on in my life right now that I am using and doing a fast fix with, but stumbling along the way, realizing that this fast fix really isn't giving me what I want. And it's actually slowing me down and it's hindering me more and it's crippling me more. It's putting me in a more of a situation that I'm no longer free. That's the best way of putting it. And it's going to be a very, very simple example, but I just thought of this when I was driving here on this walk about something I do every morning, and that's fill up the air in one of my tires in my van. It loses like 10 to 15 PSI every single night. So the quick fix, I'm like, I got an air compressor. I can go ahead and fill it up. So that quick fix fixes it, right? I'm back to 41 pounds is what that van requires in that front left wheel. So my quick fix has been able to get me to drive again. But then something keeps happening. Every single day, I need to keep on working on this quick fix. I have to keep doing it over and over and over, and I'm just not able to get out of it. And you know what the deal is now? This quick fix that was quick, now it's not only just doing it overnight, it does it during the day as well. So now I have to keep an emergency pump on me at all times. So I had to go out and purchase extra equipment now. I already had something at the house to be able to use, but now I have to actually go out and buy something more to keep this quick fix to keep on moving. So now when I'm driving, I'm always in this like nervousness in reality that me talking about this, I'm clearly going to do something about it today, but it puts me in this high level of nervousness because now I'm scared of like, well, because my van only lets me know when it's 10 pounds low. 10 pounds low, and if anybody knows anything about driving in cars and blowing tires out, that's when it happens. When the tires are full of air, you rarely run in a situation that you get a tire blowout. But when they start to lose air, now you're driving and you're driving risky. So I could be 10 below before my sensor even tells me that it's low. So I could be driving and any moment now, my tire could just blow up because it's running too low. So now I'm driving feeling very risky. I'm never just like riding and smooth and feeling comfortable and feeling good. I'm always on edge. Like, I don't know, today might be that day. Right now might be that time. So I'm always on edge. So now I have this quick fix it fixes it because it's quick, it's easy, it got it done. But I'm having to still keep dealing with it over and over and over again. And instead of me just like taking a tire off, like doing all the work required, getting the jack out, getting the tools, get the tire off, find the hole, fix the hole, put the tire back on, get it good, and be nice and safe and secure, I'd rather just do that quick fix because all the extra, it takes more time. Taking that wheel off, for some people, you have no idea what you're doing with that. But for me, that's, in reality, what's crazy about it is that's easy for me to do. It's not even hard work. And I got everything I need to do it. But I'm still just doing that quick fix because it's quick and easy. And when you go down that route, you're going to get some sort of level of success and it's going to be good. But then it's going to just continuously keep on fading away and fading away and fading away to the point that now that quick fix is no longer able to work. Now you need something else. Just like how I needed to buy an extra pump to take with me when I go places. And then now, when that doesn't work, now I'm gonna need something else. I'm gonna need to get a whole nother tire, a spare one to keep with me at all times. Now there's something else. Now when the tire does blow out and I'm riding on my spare tire, I gotta go over, I gotta fix it, I gotta change it. And now I gotta go and take that tire and take it to a shop. And it's just like you got more, as opposed to just fixing it up front and doing what you need to do, taking the time, getting the right tools, getting the right experience, getting the right understanding. Go and getting the right knowledge, getting everything that you needed to be able to just get it done and over with. So we no longer have to worry about this anymore. And I've just noticed that that's kind of the main concept that just continues to keep on going on with working with these dogs. We're looking for this quick fix. And this quick fix is not anything that, let's go this way. It's not anything that any of us should be really looking and desiring. And that's the thing on why me personally, I've gotten away from working with dogs the way that I was, because I wanted that quick fix. And then I realized, okay, now I need more. I need more. I need this. I need to change this. I need to change that. As opposed to just slowing down, getting done what I need to get done. And then I could just be able to relax and be good to go. Because I've been doing, like, I can go deep with this quick fix, because I've been doing this with tires on my van since the day I got it. And I've gotten that van now. It's been like 3 years, little over 3 years now, or it's about to come 3 years. And day one, I needed to get new tires on it, all the way around, all four. But you know what I did? Quick fix. I got one from a used lot. Quick fix. I got another one from a used lot. I kept doing that over and over. So now I have 4 different tires. I've done this at least 12 different times, and I'm still having issues because I never actually dealt with the whole thing in the beginning to begin with. And you know what's crazy? Man, this tire situation is phenomenal to me. It makes me smile and it irritates me some days like crazy. But my quick fixes I've been doing, since I've been having to take my wheels off, keep doing it over and over, take it to random shops over and over, keep putting tires on over and over, every single one of my hubs now have 2 lug nuts that are stripped. So now I'm supposed to have 5, now I only have 3 on all of them. So now I'm getting worse. Now my quick fix, my needing to do, I'm having to and now I gotta do whole stud repair. I gotta pull those out, put new ones back in. This is getting serious at this moment. This is no longer just we could just dismount the tire and plug the hole and get it going. Now I need I still know how to do this work, but now I need a real mechanic to actually do it if you don't know how to do this work. Now you run into the scenario that things are starting to get super serious. But you know what's crazy? Even if I fix these wheel studs, it still doesn't mean that the main issue I had going on with the air leaving the tires is fixed, because I just haven't put the time, the effort, and the resources and just my patience into getting it all done the way that I needed to do it up front. So I'm just doing quick fix after quick fix after quick fix. And the past 3 years of my life have been absolute nightmare. Driving always on edge on when's the tire gonna blow out? When am I gonna come out of the store and the tire is gonna be deflated? And when am I gonna have my emergency thing and the battery is not gonna be charged and I'm gonna be stuck here? I'm gonna have to get a tow truck and add more to my quick fix. Just worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. It was so worse to the point that you start to get so aggravated till you get to the point that you almost just wanna give up on it with something so simple as a tire that's leaking air. I've been days that I'm just like, I'm tired of this van, because I kept doing these quick, way I call it, I don't know how many people use this term, but just ghetto rigs, man. You just want to put a Band-Aid on something thinking that it's going to fix it. And you just keep doing that to the point that I've been driving that van one day and say, you know, I can't stand this dang thing. I just don't want it anymore because of something so simple. And that's what goes on with these dogs the same way. Something so simple, we get so aggravated, so frustrated because we want to do the quick fix. And then we realize, oh, it fixed it for that day, that moment, that time. Then the next day, then the next day, then the next day. You just keep going and going and going. And you're leading yourself into absolute frustration as opposed to just taking steps back. And this is the thing that I hope that what I do and how I want to talk about with these dogs is going to be much different, because I'm not in this game for a quick fix. I'm in the long run here. I'm making sure that things will be good. I'm making sure that, like my van, just going back to that, just past 200,000 miles. I'm trying to get this thing to be one of the first only Ford Transit vans that this thing's gonna go. It's gonna go 500,000 or more miles. I'm gonna make it go. If I gotta change the motor, I'm going in this van. I don't know how, but it still look good. It still ride good. It's interesting. So I'm in this for the long run. I'm about to get my money's worth out of out of this van. I'm gonna just really appreciate it, really like it. I'm gonna know everything about it. I'm gonna know how to fix everything on it. I'm in this for the long run, not for just the right here, right now to make something look away. And that's how I am with my dogs. I'm in this till the day they die. And I'm hoping, wishing and praying that they go as long as absolute possible. And I hope, you know, this may sound wild, but the way that I want my dogs to pass away is a full sprint, man. They just sprint, have a heart attack and die when he's like 25 years old type scenario. I'll be like, that dog went out in the middle of his prime. It saw a squirrel, it chased squirrel, and it was old. And that was it. You know, that's why I'm hoping. We're still running and going until the last of the last. So that's why I want to work on making sure that we're doing stuff to be able to make sure that can happen. You know, in any vehicle, if you're like, I'm never gonna, man, I got a lot of stuff to do in my van right now thinking about all this. If I'm just never gonna change the oil, it's not gonna last that long. If you never replace this, replace that because this is wrong, it's not gonna last that long. But if you take care of it, you do what you need, you get it the exercise it needs, you get it out, you get it exploring, you get working with them, you get it to appreciate you, you start to appreciate it, it's going to last and last and last. And you're gonna know everything about it, you're gonna understand everything about it. And that's when you start to get into the beauty of what I believe is life is all about. Quick fixes are not a beautiful way to live. You're always on edge, you're always unsure. You're always just, I don't knows, and what could happen, and this could be, and today might be the day. As opposed to just realizing that there's other ways around these quick fixes, and it's not gonna, at the end of the day, in reality, be so easy. It's gonna be much more challenging because we're not just said used to that. And that's the part where you put that work in, you put that effort in, and then you are able to just sit back and really greatly appreciate that work, as opposed to it being something that is just a nightmare to you. Because most cases, that's kind of what dog training represents in a way. And not everyone, of course, you know, this is just some, and there's some that are like that are all about, I know how to get dog jump, I'll just do this and get it done in 5 minutes. You know who you are, and all you care about is that quick fix for that quick buck. And making quick money like that is, you know, I get it. I get it at the end of the day, you know, people, you hungry. And when you know how to do something and you can make someone happy and make them think that they're satisfied because they don't know of another way, or they also want that quick fix thinking that it's going to be able to be good, you know, you do what you do. Because at the end of the day, we all get to choose what we want. We all get a choice. You know, when I come in and I do work, I can go to even other type of work that I've done in my past. People will come in way more expensive than me. People come in like super cheap than me. You know, I used to do painting rooms, and I would come in at that time, it was $350, $325 a room painted. And some people come in for $50, and some people come in for $1,800. So we all have choices, and we all can choose what we want. What kind of service do we want? What kind of results that we want? I came in with a nice result. You're not gonna have paint nowhere but the walls, and it's gonna look pretty good. But that's all that I would do. I didn't like make perfection. I didn't like fix every tiny little hole and make sure it was good. I just made sure that the thing was solid and we were good to go. And other people are like, well, I don't care if there's a little paint here and there. I don't care if it's sloppy. You know, no one's really gonna pay attention to it. So just get it done for that $50. So that's the process of what I see with dogs and how dog training represents. You know, I'm not gonna hate on someone for what they do. I get what you do at the end of the day. I really truly understand it. But I just wanna be able to offer something to someone else who says, you know what, I've taken all these options. Is there another option? So I wanna be able to explain, like, yes, you do not need to go a quick fix route. You can go the slow and steady. You can go the way of getting trust and respect. You can go the way of really truly understanding your dog and studying your dog. That's the number one thing that I want more people to just really start to focus on is look at your dog, please. Don't look at what mine are doing. What mine are doing right now is more likely what you do not want your dogs to do. I'm convincing them, telling them, and I want them to pull. That's how I know how to get dogs not to pull, because I know now how to get them to pull. And I want to get more experience with this, that I'm even looking to hire someone to help me to, how do I get my dogs to pull harder? Because they're not pulling enough. Right now, this is weak, man. I want them to get it. I want to be dragging. I want them to go full speed. So this is why I don't look at mine. Just listen to what I'm saying, because I want you to look at your dog, what your dog is all about, how your dog is. And then you're going to be able to understand what's going on here. You know, a lot of this stuff on the YouTube, even like we're trying to watch videos on like dog behavior and dog body language and stuff like that. You're looking at someone else's dog instead of just studying and looking at yours. So something that would even recommend is put that video on, but don't watch it. Just listen to it in the background. And every time they point out, you see the dog doing this, stare at your dog and see what your dog is looking like. Make a noise and see what your dog does. Stand up, see what your dog does. Study the heck out of your dog. You will see what excites them. You will see what frightens them. You'll see these. You want to pay attention to the little, tiny, little subtle things, especially inside of the house. And that's how you're going to be able to have a way better level of communication with that dog, because now you're staring and seeing your dog. And this is something that I don't care how long that I'm working with you. I'm not with anyone all day to be able to see the dog all day long. I only see it for a little short term. And that's where things can start to get very, very confusing for a lot of people, because I could tell you what I see based on in a 5-second video, but you see the dog 24 hours, well, maybe not 24 hours, but at least like 3, 4, 6 hours in a day. You're seeing the dog. I don't see the dog that much. I don't see it. So what I see in the moment can be, I can give you a recommendation that can make you go backwards, but you know your dog. And that's why I want more people to just get more in tune with your dog and stop thinking I need to do something quick right now to get them to stop that, because you just, I don't know what to put in there other than the concept and the understanding of the delayed gratification. This is why for me, I'm going to say something that I've just noticed, and I don't like it, but it is what it is. But it's right now is a life lesson that I want to explain to someone of a lot that I really have come to learn living on this land and doing all kinds of work and being around a lot of kind of people and just doing what I'm doing. The more that I talk about how I work with dogs now, the more I'm like, it's not going to be a week. I'm not going to be able to get it done. These people are like, I don't want to say like they set up. They're not worried about we're not eating next week. My paycheck is low. These people live different. It's because they already understand the concept of delayed gratification. They understand, okay, I know it's going to take time to get it to look good. I'm not going to be able to just get it right now. And there's a mindset with that. And these people live different. I can say the difference of my own self, my own personal life today, because I started paying attention to these guys and I started to like get that with myself. I don't need it right now. I could wait. And I noticed that my bank account is more without making more money. It's a phenomenal thing of you could get it. It's going to come. But don't just get it right now. Because if you get it right now, it may mess you up later on for something. And that's what a lot of people are stumbling into. That you want it now, and yet you broke as all can be, unfortunately. Where you need to wait. That delayed gratification is something that anyone can go to any of these fancy neighborhoods that you see, and these people, they live life like that. They're not off impulse. They're like, oh, I got to think about that. Let me think. I'm like, think about it, man. Don't just make a decision right now. I know a strange guy coming in here talking to you about this, even before any work I do. Think about it. And these people always want to think about it. They don't just jump the gun like, let's just do it. They're like, let me think. Let me run this over to figure out what I want to do here. And there's something that is just amazing about that. That I don't know why it's like that and the ways that it is, but that's just what it is. The more that you want your quick fixes, the more that in reality, majority of your life around it's struggling. It's struggling right now. And you're struggling in a way because you think like, if I get it good today, I'll be fine. And it's like, no, you need to get it good when it's good so that you don't have to worry about it anymore. And these quick fixes go around all around people. I mean, I can go into all kinds of stories that I'll tell. Another really short one, that you got a hole in the roof and you start to leak water and you're like, now I got all these issues I'm talking about because this is all personal experience. You got a hole in the roof, you got a little leak. That little leak is tiny at first. I'll get to it. And then one day you got a little drip. You got a drip coming. It's no longer like just one little drop every 2 or 3 minutes. It's like a constant flow. I'll get to it. And then you just keep waiting and waiting and waiting. And then you realize, what are you going to happen? You're going to have to replace pretty much a whole entire section of the roof. You got to redo all the sheathing up there. You got to take out all the insulation because it's all wet. You just turned into a complete disaster because you were just like, nah, I wanted that quick thing. And I'll just go up there and throw a little thing of putty in it, think we're good to go. As opposed to like addressing the main issue all in one and fixing it and getting it satisfied. You're going to be running worse and worse and worse. And in that scenario, you can get so worse to the point that you can start harming yourself because you can start growing mold. And then now you're living in a house with mold. And that mold can, at the end of the day, not only just kill you, but give you some really, really bad defects. And that's how these dogs are. That the more that we're doing these quick fixes, that's the concept in what I see is what's going to end up getting more dogs killed. Because we're putting them in situations that the dogs are not sure of what the heck is going on here. It's not clear. So when you just take a dog right here and you want to get them to stop pulling, you just yank that leash without understanding what that dog is looking for, you're running into consequences because now you're saying to that dog, which you don't know what's going on because you just want to quickly get something right now. You're like putting just a Band-Aid on the overall picture of what's happening here. And that's why you have to keep doing it over and over and over again. And that's why with me, especially like with my German Shepherd here, if I tell him to walk next to me, he just walks with me. I don't need to like remind him every 15 seconds. He just does it because he understands that's what I want. Now you're free. Now you're going to run and sniff and do what you want. Even right now, he's not the perfect at this pulling thing. We're getting there. It's going to take a little while. But he deviates and tries to sniff something because right now he's technically not allowed to smell. He's doing perfect right now. He's still not pulling hard enough. But I know he wants to get to this water. So that's how I know how to train them, is to get them to get closer to something I know that they want. So it's going to be using squirrels. I'm going to get a fake squirrel and some scent on it, and I'm going to get someone chasing with a bike ahead of me to get her to know how to pull. And him, I don't know what it is, but he likes this water stuff. So anytime, that's how I get him to pull. But he's not allowed to sniff. He's not allowed to this. So he understands that. So he's going to get better and better at it because he knows that's what we're doing right now. But there's going to be other times that when we have other things that are happening, I didn't like just do a quick fix to get him to understand what I want. I've taken years in reality. Kai, you can come here. Y'all wait. Come here. I'll let you off. This whole thing is all flooded. It's pretty interesting. I've never seen it flooded before. Kai, I know. Come on. You come to me. I gotta let you go. I can't let you go if you don't come to me. Both of y'all go and run. Sorry, we're busy. How did we get upside down? Don't worry about all that. The quick fix of he understands what's going on, what we're looking for, and that's a matter of being able to take the time and the effort and the energy to be able to get the dogs to be able to really know what it is that you're looking for, as opposed to just, I want it now because I said I want it now, and that just is what it is. That's going to lead you that's going to lead you into an absolute level of frustration, because that dog is not going to be really sure of Kahi. I don't you're not a swimmer, you're going to fall off that edge, homie. You're not I don't know if you know how to swim. I mean, we'll figure it out. But I can come catch you. But the quick fix is going to be in a way that the dog is going to be unsure of what's expected. And that's why you constantly keep needing to keep adjusting and working and doing this and doing that. And you're just basically always on edge. There's, of course, going to be that one person. I don't, my dog is this. Great. There's that one person. You got everything figured out. Everything's good to go. You gave the dog the correction one time and it just quit and it doesn't do anything. But that's not the mass absolute majority. That's like that's a very rare dog on the planet that happens to. And at the end of the day, if you're just correcting that dog, you more than likely have that dog in a good enough level of fear that it's just like, oh, quit, I quit, I'll listen to you, I don't care, I'm not gonna try, I'm not gonna do, I'm just done. As opposed to just really listening to the animal, what that animal is looking for. Hey guys, I'm not walking over there. I'm definitely not walking over there. They like, we know where we going. I'm not walking through that. This is weird. We got so much rain this year. It's fascinating. Sorry, I'm way off topic right now. But 2 years ago, this was dry. It was so dry because we got no rain at all. And now this year, we got too much rain that this thing is flooded. I can't get across this bridge right now. It's amazing how the world is changing and doing, and what it's constantly, it knows what it needs to do. And it's fascinating. And that's the main thing that I've really started to pay attention to this world, to see like these dogs. They know they're doing, they know what's going on. So it's like me correcting this Dalmatian here from pulling to be able to chase something off the trail ahead of me, like right in front of me. Off the side, we don't mess with that because it's off the side. But that's what she's supposed to do. That's who she is. So if I'm working against who she is and what she's all about, we're going to end up in a situation that we're just going to keep on butting heads. But when I'm able to just not do a quick fix of you're not pulling, put the leash on and just snap it back and tell her to stay with me, and or give her treat after treat after treat after treat, I'm not really getting her to understand like what it is that's going on. Just, you'll get a treat if this, you'll get a treat if this, as opposed to just us being in tune with each other to know, okay, we just don't do this right now. And that's what I'm working on right now, for them to understand exactly what's going on, so that we have basically an on and off switch. And that's not a quick fix. That takes time. That takes a lot of time. That takes a lot of effort. That takes a lot of just, in reality, trial and error of staring and studying your dog. As much as I've had this dog now, what kind of fish is that? I've had this dog now for like 4 months and I'm still learning things about her. Whereas my shepherd here, I don't know why, I like pretty much know a lot about the dude already. I know a lot. I know what makes him scared. I know what makes him happy. I know so much about him that I'm not in this guessing game. But her, I see something every day that I'm just like, oh, wow, like that's interesting. Like, that's pretty cool. Like you do that? You like that? You like to do this? You like to do that? Like, I'm learning so much by just sitting down and just looking. I literally will just sit on the couch and just look at her, see what she's doing. And then just like look at her and to see how kind of response she gives me. I'll go and do something and see what kind of response she gives me. Just so, okay, we're not getting into our, come on guys. Just to see what they're gonna do. So when I'm doing that, I'm learning about my dog. I'm learning and understanding my dog, who they are, so that I can work with them, as opposed to worrying about what someone else is doing. This is why, I keep showing my dogs more than I should, but it's kind of easier for me to make these videos going on these walks out here doing what I'm doing. So, I don't want you to do what I do with mine. I don't want your dogs to look like my dogs. I want you to have what you want, what you're looking for. I'm not some, what do you call that? That cookie cutter. Kai, we're going a little bit further today. I'm not that, come on. that cookie cutter, just everyone does the same stuff. I put the same equipment on every single dog, and every single dog needs to look the exact same way. No, I want to express, look at this dog. He got this fish, he running with this fish. We'll just see how far he goes with it. But everyone, we are all unique, and all these dogs are unique. And I want you to be able to find who your dog is and give that dog that, as opposed to like, you got your German Shepherd do what mine does. No, yours is different than mine. I found out, ooh, there's a big old rattlesnake right there. Should we take that out? I don't know what we should do about that one. Let's just keep going, guys. Come on. Come on, Kahi. Let's leave it. You already chewed in there. Ophi, let's leave it. Out. Come on. We're still struggling with the bones. No, come this way. Come this way. You're too close to that dang on snake right now. I got to get a little bit of distance. I'm fine with the snakes when they're on the side of the path, but that dude just sitting in the middle of the dang path right now. All right, come on, guys. Come on. Hey, buddy, talk about worried about these snakes. I worry about snakes, but I don't know why I don't worry about snakes, because that's why I always keep moving. You keep moving, and pretty much everything is going to be fine. But if you want to, Ophi, out. Come on. And that right there, I had to change the tone to be able to explain to her what it is I'm looking for. And that's how I study my dogs. I could say all sweet and all nice, but if they're not responding over all sweet and all nice, then it's like, hey, I gotta do something different. But that something different for me is because I study these dogs and pay attention to these dogs. I understand that a change of a tone of my voice is able to effectively communicate to her. Hey girl. It's able to effectively communicate what it is that I'm looking for. Kahi, you get going. Get going. I like y'all ahead of me. I don't care for y'all behind me. Y'all look suspicious behind me. Get going. That's why we gotta keep going, guys. Keep going. We can't be out here stopping and staring, because that's telling you. We just seen a baby. That was no baby snake. That was a good sized one. I feel like I should have maybe did something about that, but I don't know what the rules are being out in the open. It won't be on my property, unfortunately. But I could just change the voice, change my voice and my pitch and my speech, and my dogs are gonna respond. But if you're not like interacting or doing anything with your dog, you're not gonna understand that. And if you're trying to just constantly like feed treats to them, you're not gonna be able to have any sort of a line of communication with them. You're gonna run into a scenario that everything that you say is meaningless, because the dog is like waiting for something else. In the same way as like giving them too much praise all the time. They're like waiting for that. They're waiting too much, and they're gonna run into a sticky situation. Come here, Ophi. Ophi, you're not playing by my rules right now, so I gotta hook you up. I gotta hook her up. When she starts to get off balance, I gotta make sure that she stays on what I need. And that's the main thing. Too much freedom too soon can really just mess your dog up. And I don't want to mess this dog up. I want her to be really nice. Right now, she's just deviating too, Kahi, okay. She's deviating too much for me. And the main reason that I'll just say is, someone can say, oh, you're being picky about that. Yes, I got to stay safe. As I just seen a good sized rattlesnake back there, I got to stay safe. There's no running into the thick of this stuff out here. You got to stay on path. Not staying on path right now can get us into a sticky situation. So that's the part where I'm gonna micromanage my a safety level. I got to make sure that my dogs are not gonna run into a dangerous situation. But the biggest thing is how I'm able to even get her to come back to me right there. Man, 2 months ago, she would have came back. We would have been on a rampage. But the main thing is she's starting to I'm understanding her. I'm seeing her. And when I see that she starts to get this little, like right there, I'm like, that's too much for me. I need you to get back on leash with me right now, because you're going a little bit too far before it goes too far. Because I'm studying every little thing about this dog. And that's what we all need to focus on. Don't worry about what mine are looking like or what mine do. Don't worry about even how I communicate with my dogs. I've learned how to communicate with them through time of trial and error, of saying this and doing this and trying this and doing whatever it is to be able to see how I can get them to listen to me. And for one, they listen to me when I'm able to figure out how to, they'll listen to me when they realize that I'm listening to them. And you got to figure out how to be able to open up that line of communication. And every single dog with every single human being is going to be different with this. We're all going to be different with how we communicate with our dogs. We all do not need to do the exact same method, the exact same way. And that's what's more likely messing up majority of people. because the majority of the stuff that we're doing the exact same way is all quick fixes, as opposed to it being something that is going to be in the best interest of not only just the dog, but you in the future. That's something that a lot of us are, I like me dogs. I care about dogs, but I'm not like that dog fanatic that I see how a whole lot of people are. When one of my dogs pass away, I'm not like depressed and out of life for a couple of weeks. I just move on. Like, okay, the dog died. Let's move on with life. Let's go grab another one in 2 days. And that's the way I look at dogs. I see animals. So as much as I care about the welfare of the dogs, for sure, I definitely do, but I care about the welfare of the human beings way more. I want the humans to be able to have a better time on this life. I want you to be able to relax, be able to calm down, be able to have an enjoyable experience with your dogs, as opposed to things being so just chaotic and just wild. And that's like a whole concept of why I just even simply would just stop right now and put the leash on this dog, because it started getting a little like getting in on me a little bit. I started getting a little not say nervous, but frustrated in reality, because she's just like running off to the side and getting into the brush and digging into things. And I'm just like, leash. It's just, now I'm calm again. Now everything's chill again. Now I'm just like, whatever. Everything is okay again. I'm not on edge about anything. I'm just super relaxed. And when I'm super relaxed, she's going to be able to see that super relaxed. But when she starts to do stuff and I start to get anxious, now we're starting to just mess up what's going on here. So I just need to dial it back. Whereas like with my shepherd up there, I don't know why, but that dude just don't make me anxious at all no more. I don't care where I stick the dude anymore. I'm like, we're just hanging out, man. He's just proven that to me over the years. And that's where hopefully I'll be able to get to this dog. That's why I can take my Kahi anywhere. I don't care what dog is lunging and barking and screaming in his face. He just looks at it like, whatever, man, my homie right here got me. I don't need to worry about you. And it's just, it turns into an absolutely amazing experience. But when we're nervous and we're on edge, that just creates dogs to just, it just goes absolute maddening. And that's what I want everyone to really get out of. I know I do care about these dogs, but I care more about, in reality, a human being's safety than the dog's. That sounds messed up, but it is what it is. The dog safety over the human safety. But I've also realized in the grand scheme of all of this, I'm more focused on, when I focus on the human being more safe, I put the dog in an even more safer scenario. Because that's like now where I leashed my dog back, or I got my dog on leash. It's keeping her safe, even more safe than me having to feel that level of safety, because she could get into danger. She could this, she could that. And that's why sometimes, in most cases, just keep your dang dog on leash. It's just such a more comfortable experience of living. If you're just not like super chill with the dog off leash, please just don't do it. Don't try to rush it. Don't try to like put yourself in that scenario. Just leash the dog so that you could just relax. The more relaxed that you are, the more the dog's gonna want to just hang out with you and be with you. As soon as you get a little on edge, like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not scared of what a snake will do to me or even the dog. No, it's the dog, not me. I'm more scared of that. So of course I'm gonna get a little nervous when I see something like that, but I'm just gonna continue on my mission. Like, we're just moving on. But when I have her off leash right now, because she doesn't come back to me all that just perfect snappiness fast with the haste, then I'm gonna get a little nervous, and that nervousness is gonna show to her, what do I need to be nervous for? And that's when she started doing this crazy. She hasn't done this in a long time, so that's why I know these dogs are reading us. That I haven't got nervous like that in a while, because I haven't seen a snake out in a while. And then she just starts running and doing this craziness. So then no, we're not doing that. So I have to read her, I have to read myself, I have to keep myself safe. And when I keep myself safe, this dog is also being kept safe. The dog's not being put into a sticky situation that it has to fight, defend, it has to get scared, it has to be nervous. It's just gonna relax and hang out. And I've just understood that by just studying my dog. And that's what I want everyone to do. Study your dog, look at your dog, and stop thinking that you're gonna fix it in a quick fix. That quick fix, I'm telling you, you are going to have to continue to keep quick fixing over and over and over and over again. And some of us are okay with that. And I can say, me with my van, I've been somehow okay with that for the past 3 years, because I still haven't really addressed the whole situation. So it's just like some things we can deal with in that manner. And for me, with being an animal, I don't like to deal with that way. I like to just really get what I want and understand that delayed gratification is going to give me the most amazing thing in the future. Thank you. Something that was just a very interesting experience that just happened back there that just really got me thinking, because I hope that I could be able to relook at that to see the huge behavior change that happened in this dog the moment that I saw that snake. It wasn't anything about her being scared of it. She clearly didn't see it. She don't care. This dude don't care. These guys don't care about that stuff, but I do, because I don't want a $2,000, $3,000 vet bill right now. I know that they'll be able to survive it, but I just don't want to pay that money right now. And I have had a dog. I had a Great Pyrenees years ago get bit in the face by a rattlesnake. She didn't die, but them dogs are so big that they all right. But her behavior changed extremely because I got this little like, whoo, look at that. This is right there. And then when she was chewing on the bone, she just was standing right next to it, chewing on the bone. And then I'm telling her out and come, and she's just not moving. She's just stuck in this bone. And I'm getting a little more nervous, like, whoo, what's going on? So then when we get a little distance, then she sees, she's staring at me, like nervous as all can be. So I'm like, dude, get the heck away. You're standing like a foot away from the thing. You're just standing next to it, chewing on this dead fish. And that got me. And then she just started going crazy on a rampage of jumping over here, getting in the brush, just bouncing, just going further in, just going crazy. And she's changing because something's going on with me changing. And that is something fascinating about that, because I don't even need to be on leash for her to change. Like, she just saw something in me and she started doing completely new stuff that basically she used to do. And I would take her out here and I was nervous with her because I was like, oh, what's going to happen? But that's why I put her on leash, and we're right back to being good again now, because now I'm confident as can be. I don't care. We're good to go. So there's something fascinating about when we start to get nervous, the dogs are able to see that, and they start to do weird stuff, change up. They start to make something happen. And it's something that we all should really understand on what we're doing when we're like passing other dogs with our dog. If we're nervous, get some distance, please. Don't run away from it, but just get some distance, because when you get distance, you're going to be more confident. When you're more confident, your dog's not going to have a reason to flip out. It's just going to say, okay, we're going this way now, and everything will be okay. So up front, just I get it. Get some distance. And that's why I'll say, your dog is, we are your dogs. Go somewhere where there's going to be a bunch of them. Stay at distance and just hang out. Hang out. Calm down. Knowing that a dog, you can be 1,000 feet away, seeing dogs running and doing what they're doing. The dogs are not going to get to you. And worst case scenario, keep a nice little stick with you to wave the other dog away if a dog tries to run up on you. So you could just stand there or sit there and be calm. And when you're calm, your dog's going to see that and sense that, and things are going to be much, much different. But if you're excited, the dog's going to go crazy.